It is time for the early top stories here from Cairo. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi arrived in Cairo after participating in the United Nations General Assembly meetings in New York. Upon his arrival in Cairo, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi made remarks to the television where he said that Egypt is a strong country by its people. President al-Sisi asserted that the Egyptians cannot be deceived and praised the awareness of the Egyptian people, adding that there is no need to worry. The president also stressed the important role of the media outlets in raising the public awareness amid the continued attempts to reverse the real development in the country. During his week-long visit to the United States, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi held a number of meetings with the world leaders, in addition to the prominent political and economic figures. The official account of President al-Sisi on Facebook published a summary for the outcome of his visit that included meetings with the world leaders and the prominent figures. The president also attended the United Nations High-Level Forum on Sustainable Development and the high-level meeting on the healthcare coverage, in addition to the president's address before the United Nations General Assembly. President al-Sisi also met a number of leading figures of the American society, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, and the head of the World Bank, David Malpass. Egyptians defied the calls for spreading chaos and kept gathering on the key squares and the streets in support of the rallies for President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. In Cairo's Nasr City neighborhood, thousands flooded to the memorial of the unknown soldier with banners "No to Chaos" and "No to Terrorism." Elsewhere in the Nile Delta Governorate of Ash-Sharqiyya, a large demonstration brought together people under the banner of "No to Chaos" and called for maintaining the nation's security and stability under the leadership of President al-Sisi against all attempts to sabotage. In Upper Egypt's Beni Suef Governorate, the Egyptians organized a rally in support for the country's stability, voicing the absolute rejection for calls by powers of evil to destroy the country. Similar marches were also held in Alexandria and the Canal cities. The crowds expressed the full confidence in the leadership and extreme rejection of calls which aim only to hurt the national security. On the sidelines of the 74th United Nations General Assembly meetings in New York, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry held meetings with a number of his counterparts and attended ministerial talks on Syria and Iraq. Shoukry held a meeting with his Dutch, Greek, Cypriot and Finnish counterparts. The meeting tackled boosting bilateral relations as well as the issues of common concern. Meanwhile, the foreign minister attended a ministerial meeting on Syria. In remarks at the meeting, the Egyptian top diplomat reiterated Cairo's firm stance on the Syrian crisis and hailed the recent announcement of the formation of the Syrian Constitutional Committee. Shoukry also stressed the necessity of combating terrorism and foreign militias operating on Syrian soil. During his participation in a meeting tackling the Libyan crisis, Shoukry reaffirmed the Egyptian commitment to reach a political solution to the Libyan crisis. He also called on the conflicting parties to return to the negotiating table in a bid to hammer out a peaceful solution to the country's crisis to achieve the Libyan unity, security, and stability. These were the latest top stories. Thank you for watching and goodbye.